In a year filled with global instability, few expected a bold military breakthrough to come from one of West Africa's most overlooked nations. But that's exactly what happened in 2025, when Burkina Faso revealed something no one saw coming: a fully homegrown, locally engineered, and battle-ready armored vehicle not donated, not leased, not imported but built, completely from scratch, by Burkinabe Hands. At the 2025 Defense Exhibition in Ouagadougou, amidst flashing cameras and stunned military officials, the LX-70 semi-blinder rolled onto the stage. Sleek, angular, and armored, the vehicle gleamed under the Burkinabe sun. But this wasn't just the reveal of a truck. It was a statement, a declaration of military sovereignty, a symbol of technological defiance, and a turning point for an entire nation. For decades, Burkina Faso's defense forces have relied on equipment from abroad, vehicles meant for different terrains, procured with strings attached, and modified just enough to survive West Africa's harsh climate. But none were ever truly suited for Burkina Faso's unique challenges. The LX-70 changes that narrative completely. Built by Burkinabe. For Burkinabe, the LX-70 was engineered and assembled entirely in Burkina Faso. The vehicle was developed through a quiet partnership between Sarati, Defense and Security, and SysDef, a synergy of domestic institutions determined to rewrite the country's military future. It's built for the terrain, the threats, and the people of Burkina Faso. From narrow city streets to remote desert patrols, the LX-70 offers agility, resilience, and purpose-built strength. No unnecessary gadgets. No foreign dependency. Just raw utility and intelligent design. And its unveiling couldn't have come at a more critical moment. Burkina Faso sits at the epicenter of the Sahel, an unstable belt of land where insurgencies, smuggling routes, and regional threats are reshaping geopolitics. Foreign aid has been cut. Military partnerships have crumbled. Imported equipment shipments have been delayed or blocked. In this context, the LX-70 isn't just a vehicle. It's a response. It says, "We will not wait for the world to defend us. We will do it ourselves." Designed for war and for freedom, the LX-70 is classified as a light armored patrol truck. It's compact and mobile, but rugged enough to withstand the chaos of asymmetric warfare. Designed with reinforced panels, it absorbs small arms fire and shields against roadside bombs, a common threat in Burkina Faso's conflict zones. Unlike foreign imports bloated with irrelevant tech, the LX-70 is lean and tactical. Fast enough for rapid deployment, tough enough for long desert missions, and smart enough to serve as a mobile command post. It doesn't need external support. It is the support. But perhaps the most impressive detail? It was built in under 2 years. Most defense vehicles take 5 or more years from concept to rollout. But this project moved with astonishing speed, deliberately kept under wraps to avoid foreign interference or sabotage. Only a select few knew what was really happening behind closed doors in a modest workshop in Ouagadougou. The secret workshop revolution. Back in 2023, a team of local engineers, welders, and mechanics, many of them fresh graduates from technical institutes, quietly began working on a prototype. They started with a reliable commercial pickup chassis, chosen for its ability to endure the brutal Sahel climate. From there, everything changed. The suspension was rebuilt to handle armored weight. The engine was recalibrated. The body was reinforced with ballistic steel. Every element was adapted for combat in harsh, low-maintenance environments. All of this was sourced and fabricated locally. Even the armor plating was made in Burkina Faso using materials produced by regional steelworkers. And when it came to optics and electronics, the innovation didn't stop. Tech made in Burkina Faso. Rather than wait months for expensive foreign surveillance equipment, the LX-70 team turned to local universities and startups. They repurposed commercial camera tech into durable military-grade systems. The result? A thermal imaging unit capable of night operations, enemy tracking, and remote surveillance. All without foreign software locks or restrictions. One standout feature is its telescopic camera arm, allowing soldiers to scan rooftops and distant terrain without exiting the vehicle. And inside, the LX-70 is more than a troop carrier. It functions as a mobile command hub with encrypted communication systems, real-time GPS data, and ergonomic layouts that reduce fatigue on long missions. This is not a poor man's machine. This is cutting-edge ingenuity forged from necessity and pride. The future of a nation on wheels for soldiers on the ground. The LX-70 isn't just safer, it's smarter. It carries up to 6 fully equipped troops, and is light enough to move fast yet strong enough to survive explosive threats. Blast-deflecting panels, an energy-dispersing underbody, and a reinforced suspension all combine to create a vehicle designed specifically for African warfare, not NATO war zones, but Africa's unforgiving backroads and dry bush trails. It can hit speeds over 100 kilometers per hour and run up to 600 kilometers without refueling. That means border patrol, rapid deployment, and supply missions without needing an airlift or fuel convoy. It's built to move, survive, and win. And perhaps most importantly, it's modular. The LX-70 can be reconfigured in hours. Crowd control one day, VIP transport the next. It can mount turrets, carry drones, or shift to medevac mode with minimal effort. One vehicle, multiple roles, no dependence on foreign engineers. Symbolism beyond the battlefield, the LX-70 is a physical, rolling embodiment of something bigger: national pride. For decades, Africa's defense strategies were dominated by outside powers. Equipment was bought or donated, but never owned in spirit. And when maintenance or upgrades were needed, foreign companies had the final say. No more. Burkina Faso's armored vehicle isn't just about survival, it's about breaking chains. It's about creating jobs, teaching new generations of engineers, and proving that even the poorest nations can master high technology when the will is strong. Already, the LX-70 is changing how people see their country. On social media, it's been hailed as a revolution in motion. Pride, unity, and determination are surging online. Soldiers are calling it our own tank. Citizens are calling it a symbol of our future. A new industrial era. This project is sparking a ripple effect. Defense manufacturing means more than military gains. It creates domestic industries, metalwork, electronics, vehicle parts that can spill into civilian production. Jobs are being created. Students are enrolling in engineering programs. A generation is awakening to the idea that Burkina Faso can become a producer, not just a buyer. Regional neighbors are paying close attention. Mali, Niger, Chad, even Ghana and Nigeria are eyeing the project with interest. Could this become West Africa's first regional defense exporter? Could Burkina Faso lead in an industry once dominated by powers like France, Russia, or China? If the LX-70 moves into mass production, the answer might be yes. Challenges ahead, of course. This is just the beginning. Building one vehicle is one thing. Building a fleet is another. Burkina Faso must now scale production, train crews, and refine tactics around this new tool. Military doctrine must evolve. Maintenance infrastructure must be built, and political will must remain steady. But the foundation is set. There are already talks of future variants: heavier armor, turret systems, drone integration. There's talk of export potential. There's talk of a new national defense strategy based not on what others give, but on what Burkina Faso builds. The verdict: the LX-70 semi-blinder is more than a truck. It's a breakthrough, a symbol, a revolution. In a world that too often sidelines African innovation, Burkina Faso has quietly pulled off something extraordinary. IT didn't wait for permission, IT didn't beg for help. IT built. And in doing so, it may have just changed the rules, not just for itself, but for the entire continent. If this is what's possible in less than 2 years, just imagine what comes next. Africa is building, and Burkina Faso is leading the way.